Rihanna has always been more than just a chart-topping icon. She's a symbol of style, power, and irresistible allure. While she built an empire in music, fashion, and beauty, her romantic life became just as legendary. From private romances to headline-making flings, her love story is a timeline of modern pop culture. Now let's dive into the full romantic history and meet the men who were part of this unforgettable journey. They met as teenagers in the same universe of rising fame, both gifted, charismatic, and barely out of childhood. In the summer of 2007, their friendship turned romantic, sparked by backstage moments at awards shows and quiet studio sessions. On the surface, they were music's golden couple, two young stars glowing under the same spotlight, seen holding hands on red carpets and collaborating on hits like Umbrella and No Air. But behind the scenes, the relationship was more volatile than it appeared. Insiders described a bond marked by deep passion and emotional extremes. A connection that moved fast, perhaps too fast. The media chased them relentlessly, capturing glimpses of happiness, but also of tension. Rumors of jealousy and arguments simmered beneath public smiles. Then came February 2009, the night before the Grammys, when everything unraveled. News of a violent altercation sent shockwaves through the industry. Chris Brown was arrested, Rihanna left visibly bruised, and the world's image of their romance shattered overnight. She later spoke about the pain and confusion, not to assign blame, but to understand what love shouldn't be. Years passed, careers evolved, public forgiveness came slowly, if at all. Yet in quiet interviews, a trace of emotion lingered. A chapter too big to forget and too heavy to fully close. They first crossed paths in 2009, shortly after Rihanna's breakup with Chris Brown. Drake, then a fresh face in music, was instantly drawn to her presence. Their first encounter, reportedly a quiet night in a New York bowling alley, hinted at something more than friendship. For Drake, it was admiration at first sight. For Rihanna, the timing wasn't quite right. Still, the connection refused to fade. Over the years, they drifted in and out of each other's orbits, sometimes romantically, sometimes as collaborators. Songs like Take Care and Work weren't just musical milestones, they were emotional postcards. On stage, their chemistry was undeniable, electric, charged, and impossible to fake. The 2016 VMAs became a defining moment when Drake, presenting Rihanna with the Vanguard Award, declared, "She's someone I've been in love with since I was 22 years old." But beneath the public declarations was a more complex dynamic. Rihanna later admitted the attention surrounding their relationship made her uncomfortable. She valued privacy, while Drake often wore his heart on his sleeve. The imbalance made things difficult. Their bond never collapsed. It simply unraveled quietly over time. By 2017, they were no longer in contact. No feud, no tabloid drama, just distance. Still, the echo of what they shared, the what-ifs and the near misses, left its mark. For fans, theirs was the romance that always felt just one conversation away from beginning again. For Rihanna, it was a chapter of warmth, confusion, and unspoken endings. In early 2010, Rihanna was photographed vacationing in Mexico with Matt Kemp, a professional baseball player known for his quiet demeanor and athletic success. The relationship came at a time when Rihanna needed peace, a calm after the storm. Unlike her past romances, this one played out mostly away from the spotlight. Kemp was supportive, attentive, and content to stay in the background while Rihanna rebuilt herself emotionally and professionally. Paparazzi Aucus finally captured them hand in hand, but there were no public declarations, no drama, just stillness. Ultimately, it was Rihanna's demanding schedule that drew them apart. In interviews, She hinted that she wasn't ready to slow down. The breakup was quiet, respectful. But for a brief time, Matt Kemp offered her something rare, a relationship that didn't ask for the world's attention, only her peace. In 2015, whispers of a secret romance between Rihanna and Leonardo DiCaprio began to swirl. They were spotted at the same parties, photographed leaving events just minutes apart, and reportedly spent time together at his private estate. The pairing, Hollywood royalty and pop's reigning queen, captivated tabloids, though neither confirmed the relationship. Their connection, if real, remained fleeting and veiled in mystery. No interviews, no red carpets, just silence and speculation. It was a rumor that lingered, not for its proof, but for the unexpected allure of its possibility. Rihanna's brief relationship with Travis Scott began quietly in 2015, when the then-rising rapper was still carving out his space in the industry. They were often seen together at fashion shows and after parties, rarely acknowledging the whispers but never denying them either. Those close to the pair described the connection as casual but creatively charged. Both were immersed in their work, with Rihanna on the verge of launching Untill. Travis admired her fiercely, though Rihanna reportedly found the attention overwhelming. Their time together faded quickly. No public fallout, just a quiet retreat. In later interviews, Travis refused to speak about her, calling the topic off-limits. A brief, private chapter, marked more by energy than intimacy. In 2017, Rihanna's love life took a turn away from the spotlight when she began dating Hassan Jameel, a Saudi businessman and heir to one of the world's largest Toyota distributorships. Unlike her past relationships, this one unfolded far from the red carpet. No interviews, no social media posts, no performances together. It was quiet by design. They were occasionally seen by paparazzi, vacationing in Spain, strolling through London, laughing over dinner in New York, but for the most part, they lived in a protective bubble of privacy. Friends described their connection as steady and deeply respectful. Hassan was low-key, intellectual, and uninterested in fame. Rihanna, in return, seemed content, even radiant, in a way that didn't need public validation. There were whispers of something more permanent. She spoke in interviews about wanting children and valuing balance. "I used to be so afraid to take time for myself," she said in 2019. "Now I'm choosing what's good for me." But by early 2020, their paths began to diverge. Sources close to the couple cited lifestyle differences. Rihanna's fast-paced public life didn't quite align with Hassan's quiet, traditional world. Still, there was no drama, just a gentle parting. Looking back, Hassan Jameel represented a different kind of love. Grounded, peaceful, grown. It may not have lasted, but it marked a shift in Rihanna's story. The beginning of a more private, self-assured chapter in both her personal life and her evolution as a woman. Rihanna and A$AP Rocky had known each other for nearly a decade before love quietly emerged between them. What began as a friendship, forged through fashion campaigns, musical collaborations, and mutual admiration, deepened during the stillness of 2020. While the world slowed down, their connection grew louder. By late that year, they were inseparable. Paparazzi caught them bundled up in New York, smiling through masks, unbothered by the noise around them. It felt different, not performative, not volatile, but natural. Their relationship unfolded gently, wrapped in humor, trust, and years of shared history. In May 2021, Rocky confirmed what many had long suspected, calling Rihanna the love of my life in a GQ interview. The words didn't feel like a headline. They felt earned. Then, in early 2022, Rihanna's pregnancy announcement rewrote the rules entirely. Walking the streets of Harlem with Rocky by her side, She revealed her baby bump not on a magazine cover, but in real time, bold, radiant, in full control of her narrative. Together, they welcomed 2 children. Through it all, Rocky remained a steady presence, celebrating her, supporting her, never overshadowing her. They appeared on red carpets with ease, blending glamour with a quiet domestic intimacy. But by 2023, the tone shifted. Rumors of distance began circulating. Insiders spoke of differing priorities, creative directions, and the challenges of raising children under a global lens. In early 2024, the couple confirmed their separation, respectful, amicable, focused on co-parenting. Their love story didn't end in scandal, it ended in growth. For Rihanna, Rocky was more than a partner. He was a milestone, a reminder that even in fame, real love can exist, change, and when needed, gracefully let go. Across 2 decades in the spotlight, Rihanna's name has been linked to a number of rumored romances, fleeting moments that stirred headlines but left few concrete answers. In 2007, actor Josh Hartnett was photographed leaving a hotel with her, sparking short-lived speculation. Around the same time, Shia LaBeouf described a single date with Rihanna, candidly admitting it didn't work out. She was also linked, at different times, to Justin Timberlake, though both parties denied any romantic involvement. In 2013, paparazzi captured her with Formula One driver Lewis Hamilton in Barbados, but nothing official followed. Meek Mill, too, made his admiration public, though a relationship was never confirmed. These rumored connections painted Rihanna not as reckless, but as reserved, a woman often surrounded by men who admired her, but rarely granted full access. For someone so exposed to the public eye, Rihanna remained careful with her heart. The speculation never stopped her, and she never let it define her. From whirlwind flings to decade-long sagas, Rihanna's love life mirrors the evolution of her career, bold, unpredictable, and always on her own terms. Each chapter, whether heartbreak or harmony, helped shape the icon she is today. And while she's fiercely private, her public romances gave us a glimpse into the woman behind the empire, vulnerable, passionate, and always in control. Whether she's serenading the world, building billion-dollar brands, or raising her children, Rihanna's journey continues, with or without a partner beside her.